Coming up today on Ready, Set, Renovate, we meet a couple of empty nesters who are looking for their next adventure.
So what's great about this, the tiny house lifestyle, we can take it anywhere we want.
First, they'll create their own mini mansion on wheels.
Well, we're going to really finish it out. Maria's got some ideas about a booth and some windows, window boxes.
Then they plan to take the tiny world by the tail.
All the way to an experiential vacation.
Mark and Maria Slaby met in college and have been inseparable ever since.
So we've been married for 32 years, and we're always getting into something new, whether it's businesses together, 4 kids, raising them, homeschooling them, we're always doing something. So when Maria comes up with a new idea, I'm always in.
The past 3 decades have been filled with ups and downs, both personally and professionally.
When the market collapsed in 2008, we were building swimming pools, and our world came tumbling down on us, and it really hit us to the core financially. And a couple of years later, I learned about this whole tiny house movement, and then I just suddenly got all obsessed about it because I'm like, wow, what about the freedom with that? It just kind of evolved into this idea of we can have a little place to live and we can cart it around wherever we want, and we don't have to have a mortgage on it, and we can just own it.
With all 4 of their adult children on their own now, Mark and Maria are ready to start living their downsized dream. The first step is buying this 200-square-foot shell of a house from Core Housing Solutions. The rectangular structure features a unique wall system designed by a NASA engineer.
So here's a section of one of the panels that we use. So when I say a SIP panel, structurally insulated panel, the structure is in the whole bonded material together. So we have a high-density foam core, a steel skin on each side that's chemically bonded, and then it has a powder-coated finish. It's crazy. Actually, like I said, the structure is rated for 180-mile-an-hour winds. It's really super strong stuff.
The all-in-one wall panel helps to keep the cost in check.
We paid $28,000 for this house, which is fantastic.
The second step in their plan is to add high design on a 4-figure budget.
So some of the things we're going to do is we're going to paint it and add some exterior trim to give it some natural feel. And inside, instead of doing a bedroom, we're doing an elevator bed so that we can have ample space for a booth. I've always wanted a booth in our house, and I love that cozy nook feeling.
It's got cabinets, it's got the fixtures for the toilet, a lot of it's already there. So for us, the budget's going to be small. It's going to be $5,000. We're not going to want to be doing this and this and this. So definitely $5,000 is the budget.
It's important that they keep tabs on the budget because this project isn't just about their own tiny house. It could turn into their next business venture.
The idea is, of course, is to take the Core Solutions product 99% done and really work from it there and trick it out.
I plan to do online courses for kind of an entry level all the way to an experiential vacation where they come to our beautiful town and hang out for a week, trick out their own tiny home.
So I guess we'd really think of it as like a kind of an experiential event and think of it like a tiny house summer vacation.
During this research phase, Mark and Maria will do most of the customization work on their own. But before moving the tiny house to their property, they get some help installing the French doors.
Should be a pretty simple project, but you never know.
The team lifts the doors inside the pre-cut opening to make sure they fit.
Is it going in, Mark? We should have just trusted ourselves.
Should have.
Now we got to pull it back out and caulk it.
All right.
Push it, Mark.
Once the doors are laid flat, the caulk will be applied all the way around the frame. Then it's back up with the doors and into the opening.
Look good in there?
Solid.
It takes a little extra force to get it into place and a few nails to secure it. But after a test run, it looks like phase 1 of the tiny house upgrade
Looks good from in here. It's snug.
is a success. Mark and Maria help get things moving in the right direction. Now it's time to pack up the 5,500-pound shell and head over to the Slaby property, where the rest of the build-out will happen. It's a tight squeeze to get the 25-foot structure out the door, and everyone is relieved when they make it. With their tiny house in tow, the Slabys hit the road. The final destination is just a couple of miles away, but with 6 lanes of traffic flying by, it's enough to set anyone's nerves on edge. The setup from here is simple. The team places concrete blocks on the grass and releases the built-in scissor jacks from the bottom of the house. Once everything is secured, Mark and Maria get right to work. They'll spend the rest of the day installing the windows. In the meantime, 24-year-old Eric is adjusting to the idea of his parents' latest undertaking.
It's very much a millennial thing to kind of downsize and keep it small. And so it's weird. I'm the millennial, but my parents are acting like millennials. So that's taken a little bit to get used to over time. But it's been cool to see how excited and how motivated they've been to work on this project. Almost like they're re-energized.
While Eric might need a minute to get used to his new family dynamic, he knows his folks have what it takes to get the job done.
This is pretty exciting. You guys now have windows in the tiny house.
Yes.
Let there be light.
It's exciting. It changed the whole look of the house.
But the new look may not be all it's cracked up to be. Coming up next on Ready, Set, Renovate.
And we're doing the little tap, tap, tap at the end where you're literally 3 seconds from done, and then pop.
Hi, I'm Elizabeth Hart from Ready, Set, Renovate, here today with my good friend Tat Granata from Florida Home Improvement Associates. Tat, you're always bringing us great information, but today you have great deals.
We do. We have a great deal today. Thanks to one of our manufacturers, they're giving us a tremendous upgrade opportunity for everyone who moves forward with a window project and moves forward with an energy efficient glass pack. They're going to upgrade it at no additional charge with a free sound and security glass pack. So it's a tremendous value. If we call now, we can still have time to get it installed for this season.
We're here with Tat Granata from Florida Home Improvement Associates again today, and you guys have a big install here.
Yeah, we do. We just started the window installation today, so it's going pretty well so far.
This is a very cute neighborhood, well established, built in the late 60s, but it has grown into itself, and there are a lot of busy streets all around here. That's one of the things that your homeowner is going to benefit from with these new windows.
Yeah, it was one of the first things she mentioned when we had our initial visit with her, is that she wanted to do something to reduce the sound and make her home a little bit more quiet for her when she's home, as well as making it more energy efficient at the same time.
So these are not hurricane glass, but they are security and safety glass.
Yes, she did want to provide security from intrusion. She wanted to feel a lot safer when she was in the home, and we went with a really energy efficient glass package as well. So she's going to get the comfortability she was looking for, and it's also going to make her feel a lot safer when she's home.
Absolutely. And she's replacing several of the windows on the front and the side of the house. How long will this job take?
This is just going to be one day. We're going to be in and out of here today. She's going to be really happy. The installation team is doing a great job so far, so it's going really well.
They arrived here just shortly after the crack of dawn to get started so they can contain the mess and they can get through this in, just a few hours. So inside is where the work really starts. Your guys have put up protection so nothing inside the home gets damaged.
Yeah, the homeowner's here and she could be here during the whole installation because we really contain the debris. We work in a small confined area so that she can be there, and we really make sure that the mess is kept to a minimum.
Okay, and it's going to look awesome as well. There's nothing like new windows and doors to really freshen up your home.
Yeah, it's really going to transform the front of the home. It's going to make a big difference.
Okay, thanks so much, Tat Granata from Florida Home Improvement Associates. If you'd like more information, you can call the number on the screen or visit FHAproducts.com.
Jacksonville, you voted. Now it's time to check out all the winners of Jack's Best. Head to newsforjacks.com/JacksBest to see who you picked as the best in every category. Presented by Visit Jacksonville.
Why would you buy life insurance from anyone else when Senior Life gives you all your money back? It's simple. When other companies say they save you 1% of your money, Senior Life says we give it all back. That's right. With return of premium life insurance from Senior Life, we don't save you 1% of your money, we give it all back, 100%. It works like this. If you pass away while you're insured, your loved ones get a check for the coverage amount you chose. But if you're still living at the end of the term, you get back all the money you paid, guaranteed. Spend it any way you wish. While others may talk about saving you money, Senior Life is the only one giving it all back. Return of Premium Term Life Insurance gives you protection if you need it and 100% cash back if you don't. Get all your money back with Return of Premium Life Insurance from Senior Life. Call 800-905-9095 now for free information. You have no obligation. Call now.
What did we do today? Well, before dance class, we donated to Goodwill and helped provide jobs and job training to thousands of people in North Florida.
Donate, shop, jobs. Good will come from this.
With help from their friends at Core Housing Solutions, the Sleebys have successfully installed French doors in their new tiny house. But the next phase for these experienced do-it-yourselfers brought a slight break in the action.
So you guys have windows. This is exciting.
Yes, it is exciting.
Yeah, it went really well right until the end.
Right until the end. And this window here, we had a little bit of trouble with at the very end. It was all perfect and nice. And then we're doing the little tap, tap, tap at the end when you're literally 3 seconds from done. And then pop, the window, the pane broke.
$150 and a couple of hours later, they have a new window and are ready to move inside. They've decided to cover the interior walls with wood planks called shiplap. But first, they'll need to agree on a layout.
It's got to go like this.
Right.
You
Well,
got
what
to
I'll do is
offset. Here, how about to this thingy?
Yeah, that's fine.
With the pattern locked in, Mark will nail the thin wood planks to the metal panel.
So you got one there, and then you can go less, right?
Yeah. I don't want holes all over it.
Then we'll
So like cool it on the nail gun.
Yeah, we'll
or whatever
lessen
this
the
is.
nail pattern going forward.
They end up using 18 boxes of paneling and more nails than Maria can stand.
So this is my little Zen job. I got to go through and fill these in. And it goes really fast because you just do that and wipe it off. There's only 1,000, so.
Out back, Mark is working on the compressor for the new cooling system. They've purchased a mini split air conditioner, which is quieter and takes up less space than a window unit. Mark sets the temperature and hits the power button.
Power.
Is it working?
Oh, yeah.
With an $800 price tag, it takes a bite out of the $5,000 budget, but on this hot summer day, it's worth every penny.
Not anymore.
Maria takes advantage of the AC and begins her design work in the kitchen.
So what's really cool about a tiny house is you just need a tiny amount of things. So this tile is about $2 a square foot, and I can probably do all of this with one box because there's 20 pieces in it. So for $40, I can have this really cool backsplash, and it's really gonna pop.
With the kitchen pop in progress, the electrical panel is getting an extra spark.
I'm going to add a breaker so that we've got the elevator bed on its own circuit. And so I'm going to use this as my main electrical channel. And so it's nice, it's good, but I got to get in here, so I got to take it off. So this channel here runs the electrical on surface mount. I'll take this, move it down wherever the light's really going to go, and then we'll have it all in the right spot.
Mark will spend the rest of the afternoon making electrical upgrades for the new lighting and custom elevator bed. Mark and Maria have enlisted the help of their youngest son, Benjamin, who's inherited his dad's home improvement skills.
Well, basically, he came to me and he had a frame design for a metal frame bed that he wanted me to weld, and then it kind of spiraled out from there. The design was similar to a boat lift. You used cables that ran down the side to the middle. It wound on a center post.
In the workshop, Benjamin and Mark build and weld the frame for the bed. Now it's time to see if it works.
It took a while for this engineering masterpiece above us, right?
Yeah, that was the wild card. My idea that I wanted to lift the bed to save living space.
This was probably the most complicated piece of the puzzle here.
Yeah, there were a lot of little variables.
It went back to the shop a few times.
Yeah.
And just things like the rollers, where they're placed, and the wires. So on the end, we've got a hoist, very typical right off the shelf hoist. Then we attach to it a bar about 3 inches, a round pole. And then that's what the wires will twist on. Each side, as the pole spins, the wires then pull up and then raises the bed.
Okay, well, I am excited to see this thing in action. I love what you did here. I love the decorative beam covering up all the inner workings. So let's see if it works.
All right.
We're gonna lower it, the wires will release, and we'll bring it down. Just like that. Then at the end of the day, make your bed. And there you go.
With the elevator bed deemed a success, Maria is confident that they'll be able to turn their tiny house customization idea into a business.
I feel like this is definitely a concept where we can duplicate it and teach other people. I wouldn't want to necessarily say, okay, we're going to have a workshop on how to build a bed right away, but down the road, maybe there is some openings on that for someone that's more technical and that sort of thing.
Coming up next on Ready, Set, Renovate.
The day you said you were going to redo the whole design, I'm like, no, just don't.
When faced with Hurricane Michael, one product stood strong.
Our windows helped that house survive by withstanding an impact. The testing protocol calls for the product to be impacted by some form of windborne debris, flying debris. Then it has to get cycled with negative and positive pressure, 4,500 times one way, 4,500 times the other way, and then the window still has to operate after that. Our windows were hit by windborne debris. The glass cracked, but the windows still operated. They did what they were supposed to do and protected the home.
To learn more about custom window systems, visit cws.cc.
CVS customers are better. Thanks to everything from helpful reminders to pre-sorted prescription packs. CVS customers are better thanks to free prescription savings reviews, home delivery, and more. No wonder CVS customers are better than most at staying on their prescriptions, which tends to make you healthier. And what could be better than that? Treat yourself well at CVS.
Today, on average, 1,000 people will be injured in car crashes. 7,000 American workers will be injured on the job, and thousands of our veterans will be denied their basic benefits. Last year, thousands died from product injuries, and millions of families were torn apart by the opioid epidemic. The world we live in can be a dangerous and scary place. Last year, our team answered 2 million of your calls, and we recovered over $1 billion. There's only one Morgan & Morgan.
Please join us for the Ortega River Run on February 29th.
Activities begin at 8 a.m. with a 1-mile fun run followed by a 5-mile race at 8:30 a.m. Proceeds from the Ascension St. Vincent's Ortega River Run benefit the Financial Aid and Scholarship Program at St. Mark's Episcopal Day School.
Sky 4, the only local helicopter with cutting-edge night vision cameras. Because breaking news that impacts your life doesn't just happen during the day.
And there it goes.
Oh, it's split.
Oh, there you go.
I shouldn't have said that.
Huh?
I shouldn't have said that.
Film too.
Yeah.
Now I can replace that
That's
one.
special.
Already 6 weeks behind schedule, the Slavies were beyond frustrated when they ran into another delay. The elevator bed they built from scratch with their son Benjamin is a bust.
The day you said you were going to redo the whole design, I'm like, no, just don't. We'll just take it out. We'll make a bed on the couch, and it's just be fine. I can't deal with this anymore. This is insane.
I mean, there was some times there where I thought it's just not going to work.
Yeah.
But I knew that it's physics. I mean, it's got to work, and so we just stayed with it.
So the first bed, the design was similar to a boat lift. The problem with that was that we mounted the motor and drive system on the underside of the bed, and it ran into head clearance issues as well as just functionality issues that we didn't want to have to take the time to dial in when we could revamp the whole thing and mount the motor and all the other accessories underneath the house so that it'd be a cleaner underside of the bed.
After 2 long weeks in the workshop, Mark and Benjamin are installing the new elevator bed today, hoping this time they have it right.
Yeah, 2 threads, 2 or 3 threads on that.
The ropes go underneath the house, outside of the building, underneath the house to a winch system that pulls the cables in, which lifts the bed up as well as down.
Okay, I'm tight here.
Both these are tight. Yours are both equal. Both these are equal distance. So once it lifts, it should be even now.
Pretty even.
Should be pretty close.
Yeah, we're going to
tweak it a little
redefine
bit,
level.
But let's give
All
it a
right,
shot.
let's see.
Let's go for it.
All right, here we go.
Yeah.
Looks like a winner.
That'll do it.
With the elevator bed issues finally put to rest, Maria can add her artistic touch to the exterior.
I'm so excited about the colors. That blue, that really strong blue that you see in the Mediterranean for the body, and the shutters to be this lime green, and the door to be a really pretty red tomato geranium-ish red, so that it's just pop, pop, pop.
Inside, there's just a handful of items on the punch list.
The bathroom's mostly done. We've got the cabinetry in, we've got the toilet, the shower's all there. All we really need is the sink, and that's going to be a fun project. After that, we're done.
Once the fabric-covered cushions and pillows for the U-shaped couch are in, it's time for the Slavies to enjoy. Coming up next on Ready, Set, Renovate.
On in. Ta-da!
Oh, wow. It's pretty cool.
What do you think?
It looks nice.
We've made it through this journey, and we're excited to share this journey with others.
Nissan of Orange Park is saying hello 2020 with a good buy and just $20 down online at NissanOfOrangePark.com.
I used to hate cigarettes. Then I went to smoking. I want to quit smoking to support my wife. That's a big part of what she want me to do for my kids. I don't want them to get secondhand smoke. It ain't gonna be easy, but as long as I got support from my family, I can quit. Family is important, man. 'Cause without family, man, you ain't got nothing.
Visit tobaccofreeflorida.com to find free resources to help you quit your way.
A cold front will bring up the chance for some showers this weekend. The real story is the cold air to follow. We'll see you back here.
Do-it-yourselfers Mark and Maria Slavy have set a big idea into motion. Their vision was twofold. First, customize their own pre-built tiny house, then see if they could make a business out of teaching other families how to do the same.
Putting in the eye candy and the fun stuff, yet feeling like, hey, I did that. I had a part in that.
After 4 months of hard work, they're thrilled to show the finished product to their biggest fans.
Ta-da!
Oh, wow. That's pretty cool.
My favorite features of the tiny house probably would be the living area where they've got the benches with the cushions and everything, not only because you get to have the storage underneath.
Four of these. But wait, times two.
It's in a circular formation so that no matter how many people you have there, you get to still talk to each other and interact and still see them. I think my parents are gonna have so much fun in there, whether it's gonna just be chilling out, hanging out, or doing their own work on the go. They've created a lifestyle to be able to do that, which is why the tiny house fits in so great with their life.
So I really wanted that Mediterranean blue. So that was my inspiration, the rooftops in Santorini, Greece. And so that's what the body of the house was. And then I like a contrast, and that's where that really bright green comes from. And the red door, I always like a red door. Red doors just feel good, and they really pop. And the window boxes, that's the most fun of it all. And getting the plants, and every season you can change the colors of the plants, and it just ties all those colors together. At first I was a little unsure of the artificial turf, but then bringing it in, it just is perfect because it really brings a sense of grounding to the house, and I just really love it.
So we used the same material that we used on the house for the deck. So it's the same sheet metal with the styrofoam on the inside, and then we put the artificial turf on top. And really, you can take it apart pretty easily and transport it with the house.
I'm excited about the kitchen. I love the open shelves. It really helps in a tiny house to have open shelves because it just gives more head space, air space.
I like that we tied everything together. Maria did a really good job. So when we got the structure, we had the flooring already in. Then we put the shiplap in to tie to that. Then even the painting underneath the bed really tied it in. And the backsplash and the trim and the tabletop and even the color of the booth. Everything is tied in really well, I think.
The saying, "Oh, the places you'll go," is a famous Dr. Seuss book. And I really like that because it speaks to kind of where we're at in our life and how we're moving to a new direction. A new direction means compasses, and compasses are round and bikes and tires, and it all just seemed to make sense to me, and it all came together the other day.
So initially we had talked about a $5,000 budget. Right. And so I was all about that. And then I realized that, you know, I gotta let the artist do her thing.
All the extra things we did to it was about $10,000. So because we are much smarter now, going forward, I think it should be able to be down a lot. Not a lot less, but around $7,000, I think. You just have to do the first one to really get your meat hooks into it and really understand what you want.
With a better grasp on the cost and one super cute tiny house under their belt, Mark and Maria are moving forward with the business.
Mark, do you have a name for the business yet?
No.
I
think
do.
you do.
What's the name?
Tiny Home Happy.
Tiny Home Happy. I love that.
We made it through this journey, and we're excited to share this journey with others so that other people can have their own tiny home happy.
If you would like more information about our show, please visit us at ReadySetRenovate.com.
Hey guys, we're here with Tat Granata from Florida Home Improvement Associates on a big window install. This homeowner is pretty excited that she's getting all new windows.
Yeah, it's going to make a big difference. There was a lot of things she wanted to change about her window, so she's going to be really happy with the decision she made.
If she'd seen this, she definitely wanted to change this. This is a piece of wood that's been in here for quite a while. This house was built in the late 60s. You can see the water damage up here. The caulk is all broken up, and this is where you start to have problems.
Yeah, and that was one of the things that she was concerned about. The windows weren't sealed properly, and we don't know for how long they weren't sealed properly, but she was starting to see signs on the interior of the home that she really needed to change out. And when we removed the window, you can really see that there was significant water damage and weathering towards the wood that was in there.
Right, so that one's going in the trash, and she has all new pressure-treated wood on the interior framing of the window.
Yeah, we put that in. We just finished that part of the installation. That way we can, what we're installing the windows to, we're going to adhere to something that's really strong and make sure that it's also waterproofed and that she doesn't have those same problems once we're done.
Right. Well, and the first thing your guys did, you can see through the window here that they put up plastic, and it's all over the house because it's sort of like the Hippocratic Oath for doctors, right? At first, do no harm. So you can't mess anything up in the house, and your guys are extremely careful about that.
And it's probably the one thing that we hear the most from the homeowners when we are doing the installations. Their expectations were, because it is construction, we're removing windows and we're doing a lot of work, that they think it's going to be a lot of dust and debris, and they're really happy with how well the area gets contained and they're able to stay in the home and really not have the dirt and the mess associated with a lot of these construction projects.
All right, well, at the end of today, she's going to have brand new double pane windows that will bring her added security and safety, and it's going to make this cute little house look even better.
Yeah, for sure. She's going to really be happy with how everything turned out, for sure.
All right, thanks so much, Tat Granata from Florida Home Improvement Associates. If you'd like more information, you can visit FHAProducts.com.